everybody, it's Jenna from the Up North home, and today I thought I would kind of bring you guys along while we are building our chicken coop. We expected to have one by now, but it hasn't gone exactly as planned. But we've got a load of lumber now, and we're going to just start framing walls, and we'll definitely have to make more trips back to the store, but I hope you guys enjoy, and I can't wait to show you guys the finished coop. We almost have one wall framed, and it's raining, and it's getting a little cold and windy, but we got two of these windows. They're about 2 foot by 2 foot, and these were like $38 at Lowe's, and we get a military discount too, so these were super affordable. I was really surprised. Alright, so that is the end of day one. We are officially out of daylight, and we got all 4 walls framed, and we brought them inside along with all of our wood. So not tomorrow because my husband has to work, but possibly the next day. I think he has 6 days off coming up this weekend, so get it done in a couple days. And here's a little glimpse at the siding that we picked out, just some wood siding. They had it at Lowe's for $19.97 or something like that, a sheet, and they're 4 by 8 sheets. So I think it looks really cool. I like it. So, and we'll probably, I don't know, we'll probably paint it is what I'm guessing. But I love that look. And I actually liked this look the best, and it was the cheapest of all the wood paneling, so pretty awesome. So we got the walls up. This is what it's looking like so far. We're just working on the top and the rafters and all that. So we got one started down here, and we're kind of trying to make a template type thing so we can just whip out all of them at the same time. we've got a couple more pieces to put on the roof, and then it'll be solid. Then we just have to do the trim, still have to make a door, and we need to do some work on the inside of it. So we got about everything on the exterior done except for a door, and we need to put shingles and a drip edge on the roof. And I think, oh, and trim. We have to trim out the whole exterior, so then the outside will be done. Since they didn't carry, we want to do white shingles for the roof, so they didn't carry them at Lowe's in stock here, so we have to order them or settle for black. But since we weren't able to pick any of those up yesterday, we put a couple tarps up there, and looks like it's doing a good job. Today is a winter wonderland. As you can see, my goodness, there is a lot of snow out there. I wasn't expecting to have so much snow. It's really pretty though. So hopefully next time I see you, we will be finishing up with the trim and the door and making it look pretty. We have I didn't show you guys, but we have, in the inside, we have a dividing wall. So when you first go in that door, you'll have like a little room for people where we'll keep the extra bedding and extra grains or whatever food that we're feeding, and we'll have the nesting boxes there where we can open up a door and just get the eggs without going into the chicken area of the coop. And we're thinking we're going to be doing a deep litter method on the inside, so we'll have, the door will be raised up pretty high, so you have to step over to go into the chicken area. And yeah, I'll show you guys the inside as we get it finished, but thought I would show you the beautiful weather. We got the paint on. We decided to go with Sherwin-Williams Barn Red is what it's called. And the trim will all be painted white. The roof is going in right now, and we went ahead with the black shingles so we didn't have to order any. So I wanted to briefly show you how we're making the sign for our chicken coop. We are almost done with the whole coop. So me and my daughter are working on signs. They will have, all these skinny ones are on 1x4s cut to, I think about 13 inches, I want to say, and painted with exterior white paint. And over there I printed out the letters on my computer to the size and font and all that I wanted and what I wanted it to say. Then I cut it out and placed it where I wanted it to be. I taped it with some just regular old tape, and then with a pencil I am kind of tracing the letters firmly. That is the top sign, obviously, and it's a 1x10, I believe. So, and that one's cut 3 inches longer than the name plates. So anyways, I trace firmly with a pencil around the edge of each letter, and then when you take it off, the letters are all indented into the wood. And then we are just using black permanent markers of various sizes. My daughter is tracing the indented letters and filling them in with the marker. And then when we're done, we'll probably do a clear coat of some kind just to make it last. So I did make a sign like this in our last house, and it held up really good. The permanent marker didn't wash off. In fact, I think I might have even used interior paint last time I made a sign like this. So I think the paint faded more than the letters actually did. And plus, it's kind of cute if it wears out anyways. But the permanent marker is so easy and sweet. It's way easier than, you know, trying to paint that. And then my daughter can help with that too. So, all right, we are almost done with the coop. So next I will be hopefully giving you a coop tour and giving you kind of a price of all the materials and stuff that it cost us, some of the ideas. My husband has had some really awesome, unique ideas for inside the coop. So can't wait to share that with you guys. That's up next. Alright, so now let's go over some numbers and about how much this thing actually cost us. Alright, so I have a huge pile of Lowe's receipts that I have gone through. Yes, it never takes just one trip. You guys probably already know all about that. So I was going to break it up into everything we spent on everything, like for example the total amount we spent on 2x4s, the total amount we spent on roofing and all that, but it was just impossible to it would take me all day to go through the receipts and figure out the gibberish that's on them. But I'm sitting here at my desk, so sorry about the lighting, it's not really that great, but so I did write down the total of each receipt here. So each of the receipts, these were the totals, for a grand total of $1,095 total cost to build the entire coop. It is an 8x10 chicken coop, so it is very big, and has all the bells and whistles, I suppose. So we already had the cement slab in place from the previous owners, so we did not have the expense or the time that it takes to put in a cement slab. So that was awesome. If you plan on making a coop and putting it on a slab, you will have to add that to your cost, or however you're going to build it. If you want to just put it on, you know, a wooden base or cement footing or whatever. So this is basically the majority of what we had to spend money on, which was a roll of chicken wire, which we have a lot left over. We purchased the 2 vinyl windows at Lowe's. They were like 38 bucks or $34, somewhere around there, 30 something bucks a piece. For those at Lowe's, we got lots of 2x4s, obviously, for the framing. We got lots of 1x4s that we used for making the doors. All the trim, the doors, my husband made the doors custom for the coop, so those are mostly with like 1x8s and the trim with 1x4s. The nesting boxes are, I believe, mostly 1x10. He did use a couple 1x8s for those. Just a lot of that was what we had left over. Say when we bought a 1x10x10, we didn't use all 10 foot, so he was able to use part of that for other projects. The siding, I forgot to write that down, but the siding was definitely the biggest expense, which each panel of siding was about the kind that we got, which was like the cheapest wood composite, whatever, siding. And those were sheets, you know, 4x8 or whatever, the typical size. And those were 20 bucks a sheet. And we needed, I believe, I can't remember, 8 or 10 sheets we had to get. So that was definitely the biggest expense, was just the siding. So if you can come up with some sort of siding that, you know, angle that would save you more money, or if you got some laying around that you could side with, that would definitely cut down your cost if you're looking to save money on something this size. Obviously we bought a lot of hinges, handles, and locks for all the doors and gates and nesting boxes. We got the red and white exterior paint. I did get the cheaper model of paint, which was what kind did I get? Whatever, I can't think of it right now. I'm drawing a blank, but the paint at Lowe's. So we did get the 1x1s. We bought way more than we need to. Actually, we're going to return some, but the 1x1s is what we used for the perches. Obviously, we bought a feeder and water too that I didn't add into this because that's a totally separate thing, in my opinion. So, yeah, that's about it. So, total cost on our 8x10 chicken coop with all the bells and whistles, we paid just over $1,000. And, you know, it took us a while to get it done, but not because, you know, not because necessarily that it was a long, hard project, but because my husband works a full-time job. He's going to school full-time, and I'm homeschooling, and so we did the best we could with our time frame. You know, we had limited daylight. We had bad weather because it's, you know, early spring here up north. So, yeah, it was a lot of, you know, days that we couldn't work on it, or days that we only had a few hours to work on it. And so it did take us, you know, maybe 3 or 4 weeks, right around a month time frame to get it done. But that was with working weekends, working a few hours a day, etc., etc. So I hope that helps you guys out. If you are looking at the possibility of either should you build a coop or should you buy a coop already made, you know, there are cute little coops that you can get, you know, for $800, but they're small, and typically they don't have, you know, a human area, as we call it, so, you know, that you can come in, have ease of cleaning, and easy access and storage for your feed and all that extra space. Of course, you could buy one of the kit sheds from Lowe's for $8,000 to $1,000, but still you're going to have to put it together by yourself, and the product quality is going to be a lot lower than if you're buying, you know, the hardwoods and you know, top grade materials like we mostly did. So you know, I think that that was a good price for the size and quality of shed that we built. I've seen similar that are even smaller yet, actually, online, you know, when I'm scrolling through Facebook or whatever, and I see ads for these sheds that are way smaller or way less awesome of a shed, you know, and they're asking, you know, up between $1,000 and $4,000 for stuff that I would say is similar. So I guess it depends on your area, your location, and all of that stuff. Of course, these prices do include a military discount at Lowe's, so keep that in mind. If you don't have a discount at Lowe's for military or whatever kind of discounts they have, then you would be adding a little bit of a price. I think it's 10% discount that we get for military. So keep that in mind as well. I think that's about it. I think there was one other thing I was going to say, but I completely forgot. I need to write stuff down. Anyways, I hope that helps you in your decision on whether you wanted to make your own coop or buy one. And, you know, it really wasn't that hard if you or your husband or whoever has some building experience. It's a pretty easy project if you want to take it on. So, alright, so I think that's about it with the coop. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions about it, please feel free to ask in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.